Okay, so today what are we trying to do here is the most simplistic way of learning the values of sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot for the basic values of 0 degrees, 30, 45, 60 and 90. How do you memorize those without actually having to remember? This short video will help you to remember these values for life. Let us see that. Now, I don't want to go into trigonometric values and try to explain what is sine and cos and tan. There are plenty of videos to do it. But for instance, sine is in a right angle triangle, opposite side. If this is theta, then opposite side upon hypotenuse, right, is sine. Cos is adjacent by hypotenuse and tan is opposite side by adjacent side. I think we know all these things. And I don't want to go into that conversation. But most important thing is what students tend to forget is wherever you see an S, the reciprocal starts with a C. If this starts with C, its reciprocal starts with an S. And that's where most of the people get confused whether the inverse of sine, which is 1 by sine, is it sec or cosec. Remember, if S is already taken, then it starts with cosec, C, right? And if you have 1 by cos, then definitely if C is taken, then the inverse will always be sec, right? And so it starts with an S. This is how I remember, and the chances of going on wrong are less. So let's quickly try to see the values of these numbers quickly so that you don't forget it for your life. So generally this is the table that we look for, and we tend to get confused on these values, and there are too many values that we need to memorize. Actually, you don't have to memorize, right? If you know value of sine, then you know the value of cosec, right? And hence I'm not going to talk about cosec. So this is done and dusted if we know sine, right? If you know what is cos, that means you know what is sec, right? And hence I will not talk about sec. And if you know about tan, that means you will know about cot. Right? So we'll not talk about this. So how do we memorize these values 0 to 90, right? The rule is very simple. You first write sine, cos and tan. This is the sequence in which you write. It starts from 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. This is what you can remember, right? Sine, cos, tan and 0, 30, 45, 60, 90. Now what you do is you start writing from here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You exactly do the reverse here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now, you divide each value in both the in all the cells by 4. So 0 divided by 4, 1 divided by 4, 2 divided by 4 and so on, right? We go on. Now what you essentially need to remember is for each value I take a square root. That's it. I take a square root, I take a square root, I take a square root, I take a square root. I continue. If you carefully observe, 0 by 4 is 0 and root of 0 is equal to 0. The answer is 0. 1 by 4 root is 1 by 2, right? 2 by 4 is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2's root is 1 by root 2. Root 3 by 4. So the answer is root 3 by 2. The answer is 4 by 4 is 1 and its root is 1. 4 by 4, 1. Root 3 by 2. This is again 2 to the 4 and hence root of 1 by 2 becomes 1 by root 2 and this becomes 1 by 2 and this becomes 0. So if you carefully observe, the value of sine 0 is 0, the value of sine 30 is half, the value of sine 45 is 1 by root 2 and value of sine 60 is root 3 by 2 and value of sine is 1. Similarly, value of cos. Now, if you know sine and cos, isn't it easy to remember the value of tan? Sine of 0 by 1 is 0. Sine of half by root 3 by 2, it's nothing but 1 by root 3. What is sine of 45? What is tan of 45 degrees? It is 1 by root 2 divided by 1 by root 2, which is 1. What is tan of 60 degrees? That is root 3 by 2 divided by 2, which is root 3. And what is tan of 90, which is 1 divided by 0, and that happens to be undefined. Again, the way you find tan 0 is sine 0 by cos, sine of 0 by cos 0, and value of sine 0 is 0 by 1 and hence 0. Similarly, you can find the value of cosec. Let's take an example of cosec 60, right? And cosec is inverse of sine. So that would be 1 divided by root 3 by 2 and that would be equal to 2 divided by root 3, right? But essentially, this is how you can easily remember the values of sine, cos, and tan, cosec, sec, and cot from 0 to 90 degrees with ease. And trust me, the more questions you practice on trigonometry, these values get into your DNA and you remember them. But if you forget, best is to draw a table and finish it. Thank you.